Hi guys. I just wanted to make a little video that helps you out with some of your minerals vocab. So we're just going to talk about a couple of the terms. The first one, actually the first two are cleavage and fracture. All minerals have some sort of a crystal structure within it, okay? So we've got atoms that are arranged in a specific way. And in the lecture, chapter 1, there was a diagram that showed atoms lined up in perfect rows. It was a diagram of what halite, which is salt, looks like. When we look at those minerals, they break in sheets. So if I smash this with a hammer, they're going to break off in cubes. They're going to break off on along flat lines. This is actually a sample of calcite. And calcite, as you can see, will reflect light back on the same plane, right? Another example would be gypsum. Gypsum also breaks along flat lines. If I break this with a hammer, it's going to break off in 90-degree angles. Okay, that's called cleavage. To cleave means to split or break. So some minerals have cleavage, meaning they break off in flat sheets. Other minerals, like this is a piece of magnetite or a piece of quartz. If I broke these with a hammer, they would just break off in random chunks. That's called fracture. Okay, and the only reason that really matters to us is that when we are identifying minerals, that is one of the physical properties. Okay, so if you're trying to figure out the identity between, let's say, these two, and although they look very different, but let's say they looked very similar, and maybe they had the same hardness, and they had the same color, and they had the same streak. One of maybe the last defining characteristics would be one has cleavage and one has fracture, and then you would know which one is which. Okay, so it's just one of the properties we use to correctly identify minerals. Another characteristic and another vocab term is streak. Streak we find by using streak plates. Okay, this is a porcelain one and this is a slate one. And what it does is when you drag a mineral across these streak plates, it powders the mineral. And that's really handy because some minerals the outward look of them is many different colors. But you could take 5 minerals of the same type that are all different colors, and if you drag them across a streak plate, the powdered form of that mineral is always going to be the same. Okay, so some minerals have, like here is a sample of hematite. Okay, this can look really black, or really brown, or really red. But all of them, when you drag them across a streak plate, are going to have kind of a brick red, brownish kind of streak. Another characteristic that will help us correctly identify what type of mineral we are looking at. A couple other terms that we use for geology would be luster. Okay, luster is how a mineral reflects light. So the only two real lusters we're going to use are whether or not a mineral is metallic or non-metallic. Okay, so if it looks or reminds you of metal in any way, shape, or form, this one looks metallic, right? Even this one looks metallic because we associate rust, right, and iron with metals. Okay, so these two are metallic, whereas these would be more of a glassy or a pearly kind of a luster. We don't have to worry about the glassy or pearly. We just want to know, is it metallic or is it non-metallic? That's luster. Okay, so I hope that helps a little bit with explaining kind of what some of these vocab terms mean. We will be practicing with actual minerals, trying to point out some of these physical properties. If you are a distance learner, I will have some online simulations where you can look online at minerals and kind of go through the steps and use some of the tools to find the streak and look at it with a virtual magnifying glass to see if it is metallic or non-metallic, or if it has cleavage or fracture. Okay, we'll talk soon.